It's Japan in red serving, Iran in dark blue receiving. This is week 1, day 1 of the Men's Volleyball Nations League here in Nagoya, Japan. And that is an exceptional dig to keep the rally going, and it's still in play here. That's a tough one for Ishikawa until that is. He saw those hands and went, thanks very much. Point Japan, what a start.
Ishikawa kicking out wide. Big approach towards the net, swinging high and hard at that block. Great first point for Japan.
And just to let you know, for those of you that have been watching right from the get-go, they have made a substitution of Iran in order for the setter to come in. Too easy. Well, you can't play that. That was outside the antenna, wasn't it? Clearly not then. Carry on. Brilliant work from Ishikawa. Oh, goodness, that's going to stay in. They've got to play it again here. Wow-wee! We're only at point 2! Stuck at point!
Only point 2. And man, do we have some world-class volleyball being played. Big digs on both sides of the net.
Well, they can't challenge. Oh, they're looking for a block touch challenge here. They're going to have to be quick. So Iran think this touched the block. There's so many talking points now. That work from Ishikawa.
Problem with the tablet. He has problem with the tablet.
There we go. So they're just saying it took too long. Ref's like, don't worry, lads. Problem with the tablet. We're going to go with it. That ball that was dug, and then Ishikawa just steps out and around and sends it back again. That was just so cool. Incredible stuff. So for Iran, they started with number 14, Manabi, on court as an outside, and realised it should have been number 24. So they had to make a substitution before the match actually started. So Iran have already made a change because they got their rotation wrong. You would think, wouldn't you, the assistant who's going to be getting into a lot of trouble for that. I've been an assistant and I know what it's like. Not, I didn't get the players right, I just got them in the wrong rotation. I got the rotation the wrong way around. I got into trouble for that. Will we have a look at the block touch or not? No will be the answer. So Iran have made their change, so and that is now 2-0 Japan. Good up. That's exactly what Yamauchi does. There's no step here, there's no approach, is there? It's just, I'll get a bit further away from you, laterally.
Big cross-step move off the net, able to get that in transition for Japan.
ویدیوشون عالیه. بعد حوصله کنید. خسته نشید. شروع می‌کنن دور برمی مجدد انجام میدیم. همه جالیه. دریافت داره خوب میرسه کارم خوب انجام میشه. بریم یالا. 1 2 3. یالا.
Sakita with the serve. That's more like it. Saeed coming in. And the captain making sure that ball hit the floor.
Saeed, nothing but a big presence on the court. Great first ball side out for Iran.
In slow motion, that arm swing was really fast. Just a tad high for Ishikawa, does well to get something on it. But it's free ball Japan, 4 players moving. And now, guess who's into the game? It's Nishida!
Nishida, big swing, 1 for 1 here. Batting 1,000 right off the bat. Great work.
1.87 m on a 2.43 m net, and he just floats. Oh, brilliant by Sakita. come Japan again. Block can't close quickly enough, and it's a really good start here. 5-1 already.
Japan doubling down on the back set, running that back quick. Great play.
I said at the top of the show that Ishikawa will generate a few oohs. He certainly did with his first jump serve, didn't he? So if you get a chance to go and watch Ishikawa play, you must absolutely take it. Sometimes it just doesn't translate on TV how fast this ball is travelling from these players. Slight miscommunication. There's a chance here for Iran. Taken away by Yamauchi with an absolute monster block.
Yamauchi, great work at closing that block. He tracked the set very well. It was a free ball for Iran, kicked out to the outside, and then stuck block down straight to the floor.
Armin knew as soon as he hit it that wasn't going to be coming back. With Takahashi trying to go after it. When the cactus come through the antenna, he couldn't play it anyway, even if he wanted to. For those of you joining us for the VNL for the first time, there's a couple of changes to this year's Volleyball Nations League to let you know about. One is that there's no challenge for in-out anymore. And there's no challenge in that swing. Nishida. There's no challenge for in-out because there's a system in place. If the ball is within 20 centimetres of the line, there's an automatic animation comes up to tell you if it's in or out. As we look at that, that was clearly in. The other thing that's happening that's different this year in the Volleyball Nations League is the teams will only change ends after set number 2. That's the only time. That's a great leave. Other than that, it's volleyball as we know it. Although actually looking at this match, it's on yet another level this year. Just seems to keep getting better and better. Easy one for Takahashi to leave off that serve from Korai. Still a long way to go in this match, and for Mr. Nouri, the head coach of Iran, he won't be worrying just yet. 4 behind, the odd point here and there from service, they can get right back into it. Good set. That's your middle blocker coming up on Adera with a wonderful set behind his head.
Now, middles train this because sometimes we get in awkward situations in transition, and the middle blocker, well, they're in the middle of the court. So at times, we'll have to look to them to set that ball.
Touch. Oh, great, absolutely magnificent dig. Another chance here, maybe. Swing chance, perhaps, for Iran. But a little too far into call for Armin. So now it's advantage Japan. And they will take it. They got themselves that free ball, and suddenly they got in system, and that made the difference, didn't it?
Right, it was just a miscommunication error for Iran. Their setter and libero, they didn't know who was going to take that ball, which ended with a point for Japan.
Talk about that for a while, couldn't you? It's gone between the setter and the libero. Setter's the setter, but it's got to come down to who's in the best position to play it, right?
Correct, and the setter, is running the offense, so they need to verbalize that.
That's well played. Esfandiar plays his volleyball in Russia for Uralfa. He's been there since 2022. It's too tight. And that's the issue. for Sekita. Brilliant as a setter he is. He's only 1.75 meters. The ball has to be perfect. He can't play the kind of ball that Simone Giannelli would be able to play at nearly 2 meters tall. Japan's passing has to be pinpoint. Good skill set Ishikawa has. He'll find solutions.
Finding solutions in uncomfortable situations. He was a bit under that ball. We could see his shoulders went back a little bit, but he recognized it early and was able to succeed on that set.
Sakita's just been pushed out of the way by his middle blocker. Pesky middle blockers. I don't think that's caught the block. Certainly not a challenge coming from Iran. Onodera will serve. To ask a question, and the question is this. Volleyball can be really simple, so keep it why haven't they kept it simple and just gone to side to put it straight over Sekita?
So on those out-of-system plays, the scramble plays, one may say, they need to work to lift the ball, because right now they're not giving themselves a lot of time in between the first and second touch because it's too quick. So we need to have crisper talk on the court and lift the ball to give our side time.
Gotta wonder whether the coach has just said, lads, Saeed is at 4, Sekita is in front of him. Just give him the ball, let's get our side out, get round and start getting some work done. You don't need to try to fake anything out or run a ball against somebody that can get hands on it. Sekita can't. See how they go this time. Japan will be looking to try and make that as hard as possible for Iran with a decent serve here from Onodera. Well, they get it through Armin, but again, Japan's block, that's great touches from them to slow it down.
Great side out for Iran. Back set, high swing. Japan wasn't able to close that block. Well executed.
Bit of catching up to do for Iran. On the face of that, you've got to be thinking that's Iran's point here. You've got Ishikawa's on the floor, Sekita's running over the other side of the court, and they've ended up winning the points.
Iran maybe looking to simplify the game a little bit, slow it down on their side of the net, and just rely on their disciplined, crisp volleyball.
Oh, it's an ace! Iran thought it was out. There was just a slight delay because it goes up and the graphic comes, and look at that. That is perfect. Ace, ace indeed. It's another point here for Japan. They are running away with this first set.
In transition, Ishikawa able to just take a quick step close. Setter was able to find him inside, knew in transition, was not able to get all the way out. Smart set.
Oh no! That's classic. You've got a player who's getting out ready to hit, but the ball hasn't been played yet, and actually probably needed to have played that ball. There's that classic, isn't it, about staying in the now.
Right, exactly. Iran's outside, kicked out, ready to hit that high ball. Somebody needs to come in and set that.
Substitution coming for Iran. Korea is going out, and Sharu's coming in. 23 years of age, plays for the team that won the league in Iran last season, Shadab Yazd. Another cracking block.
Great block for Japan. 3 up on this high ball. Big press step close, taking away the heart of the court. Block and point for Japan.
Another change coming for Iran. Sharifi's coming on through the outside. Manavi going out. Just too far away. They were thinking about it.
Fantastic swing. Taking a look at this replay. In system. Back row attack. Threading the needle down the line. High contact out in front. Fantastic swing.
That is a huge hit from Armin. He plays for Pascagoula. They were 3rd last season. They got him. Nishida gets shut down. That's a great point for Iran. Something to build on perhaps now in this set.
Back-to-back points here for Iran. Big block at the net. Exactly what they needed to get them back in this match. A little bit of a momentum swing.
But with everybody moving like that for Japan, there's no chance for any of the blockers to link up. There was gaps right across the net. It's another huge hit from Amin. Oh, and he's found the sideline as well. What a swing.
What a swing. As we can see, that ball is very much in. I love them running that D ball, that back right attack. I call it D ball. Some may call it a 10 ball. To each their own. Nonetheless, great swing.
So we've got 24 caps coming into this tournament, this Amin, relatively new to the team, but he's making a huge impact. Just having a look at how close to the ceiling he is when he has a swing. And it says here he's, oh, they've underplayed his spike height. It says 343, so just 1 meter above the net. Which is 10 centimeters above the height of the antenna. He's hit the ball at its highest. That's crazy. Change for Japan, serving substitution. On comes Masato Kai. He's still at university with Senshu. Doesn't finish there till after next year. Very tidy side out for Iran.
Mohammed in this first ball side out, able to get up, have great spacing. That ball comes across his plane of attack, making contact and going with the momentum of that set.
Well left by Japan. Another change coming. Kento Miura coming in to block. Sekita going off for a rest. It may mean that Akihiro Fukatsu will come in once Nishida's finished serving. Let's see. There's the other setter for Japan. Look at this well played Yamamoto. was a tad high, and it didn't work. Nagoya went a little early.
One arm jab at the stake. He does have the hop staying in the air. Unfortunately, not long enough with that tip out.
Azrakbor did well to let it go. So indeed, Fukatsu has come in, Akihiro Fukatsu. Getting a few points back here, Iran, getting a bit of momentum.
Amin staying consistent and available. Great transition play. Hitting hard cross court.
Quick swing, really quick swing from Ran Takahashi. 3 points required for Japan in order to take this opening set. Well, it's a set, slightly nervy set, you might say, from Fukatsu, but the side out, the point rather, comes.
He hesitated, saw that high ball, and with 2 up, able to power it through.
That's not going to work. Well played by Miura. And it's set point now for Japan. Save for the moment. And then back to the serving line. Plenty of set points here for Japan. Oh, it's an ace serve. He really gave that everything.
Way to answer at the service line. On set point, taking a rip, forcing Japan's passers to work in that seam. Textbook ace.
This time dealt with by Japan and hammered away by Miura. Japan take the opening set, 25-60. That looked pretty comfortable for Japan.
It really did. This is their home turf. Great sold-out crowd. It's hard to come in and play in an environment like this. Maybe Iran coming out with a little bit of nerves, but they came back. They played great volleyball, applied service pressure in the second half of that first set. I expect them to come out and keep working hard on that first ball pass and in transition as well. Japan, on the other hand, well, they're playing great defense. They have this home crowd behind them, and we'll see what happens, really. First set, Japan 25-16. We're in Nagoya. First set attacks 10 for 17. 1 to 2 block serves, 1 apiece. Opponent errors 4 to 5. So it was the attacks for Japan that really took them ahead here in their blocking transition defense, able to read the ball early. They do a great job. We can see their one-hand jab, quick sets in transition, middles working hard. Iran's middle staying active as well.
There's definitely some brilliant play from Japan, but just wonder, don't you, Iran getting off to that slow start, they'll not be able to afford to do that in this next set. You just get the feeling, don't you, that Japan made so many good touches and so many good digs, and Iran couldn't back that up on their side when Japan were attacking. Looking at where they played the ball, line across, I mean, it's just wherever they wanted to go, really. What they've taken, you could argue they've taken what was available there, Japan. Whatever they had open, they took.
Right, exactly. They were able to read Iran's defense and block very well, able to see inside the block, around the block, and they're doing this because they're keeping the ball in front of them when they're attacking. They're not overrunning the ball and getting under it. They're keeping the ball in their line of vision out in front. So not only do they see the ball, well, they see the block as well and able to go around. Amin attacks in 45%, 6 points to his name.
But yeah, it's been effective. Just probably not had enough of the ball. So far, so good for Philippe Blaine, former assistant coach with Japan back in 2017, took over the head coach role in 2022. It's an amazing venue here, this Nippon Geishi Hall. Pretty much, it's, every ticket's been sold. Everybody's enjoying so far what Japan are showing. But do not write Iran off here, because once they get going, they can be a real force to be reckoned with. Iran have got their rotation right for this set. With Jabid on at the start, might have to be subbed in. That watch from the start, I didn't, and he got an error. So away we go then with set number 2, Iran serving. Japan leading by 1 set to nothing. It's a free swing for Yamauchi.
Yamauchi, first ball side out, establishing the middle early, big step close. I mean, if I pass the ball and I'm in middle, can you please set me?
Well, yeah. You demand to be set, don't you? You put a good ball in.
Amin. Again, another point, big swing, fantastic attack. Through the block of Japan, spike speed 99 kilometers an hour.
That's a set that's purposefully close to one, because Ishikawa's not just going to swing, he's going to use the block.
Exactly, great set placement. Sometimes we shy away from the block when we're playing volleyball at a young age, but at this level, we use the block to our advantage.
It kind of is one of those things, isn't it? It's funny, when you're coaching kids, you like, keep the ball off the net. Not because, only because they still don't quite have the ability to do what they need to do. So we want to keep it off the net so there's no injuries, people going under and through. And then as you get better, you get closer till we get to this level and you're getting it set right on the net, because you're going to use that ball against the block. And if you don't get the block in the way, you're going to do that.
Big swing over that middle blocker. Cross court.
Pretty much 4 passes in here for Iran. That's well played.
Fantastic swing for that side out. Again, using the block recognizing it early. We can see his arm swing finishes all the way across his body with that intent to use the block.
Sharifi's a player that Morteza Sharifi, 24 years of age, plays in Turkey for Galatasaray. Been there for a few seasons now. Oh yes, that's huge.
Japan recognizing that. Iran wants to go to Amin in transition. Great eye work by Japan, closing that block and grabbing the ball early.
We've seen some great blocks being made so far in this match by the middle blockers. How important is it that the wing blockers, even though they're not making the touches, that they do their bit, line it up properly?
Right, lining up that block in front of the pin attackers so that their middle blockers, just like that, know exactly where to be and press over that net.
Well, it's the start that Iran needed. It's 4-4.
We talked to pin blockers about setting up the block. We don't want to drift outside the ball, well, because now we left the meat of the court open. If we set the block up too inside, we'll now have too much line open. So for the pin blockers, it's usually head up on the ball and then allow your middles to come in and seal off that middle part seam of the court.
Takahashi with the serve. Oh, Yamamoto unlucky. He was off and going. It's almost like a cartoon. His legs were going, but he just couldn't get any forward momentum.
Yamamoto, there was no doubt in my mind he absolutely had a chance to get that up. A smile on his face because Clayton defense is so much fun.
Yes. Volleyball is so much fun, and it's so much fun to commentate it. Oh, that's a massive ace.
What a picture-perfect ace, painting that sideline.
Not bad from your setter. You got to hit those. Try it again. Oh, it's a net touch against Ishikawa. It was really tied to it, travelling forwards a little bit. So that was such an important dig made indeed, because the net touch was quite late. But brilliant work by Hazratpour.
Japan with a couple unforced errors here, giving Iran the lead.
Just another great serve. And Japan equal to it. That's as good as you're going to see from out of system side out.
Even out of system, they're running a tempo ball to the pin. Tempo meaning, well, it's not a sky-high set. They keep it low and a little speedy.
Yeah, it's not coming down with some Mount Fuji snow on it, is it? It's pretty quick. Not hit the floor. That's a wonderful pancake. A bit of a throw. Back to the 80s. Now back into the 2020s. Oh, good touch. Oh, I say, this is magnificent. He just knew Nishida was going to go after that one. And the block has done a magnificent job for Iran. That is the rally of the match so far.
Huge block here from Ahmed. Triple block on this transition again and again. Big time block. Great work by Iran.
Ahmed was keen to get out, wasn't he? He was pushing his middle. Come on, come on, we're going to get out there. Got him again. This is brilliant blocking. Sharifi shutting that one down.
Iran's block making the difference for their team. They're putting themselves in better positions at the net. They're reading the ball more accurate and getting in the right spots on defense.
First thing, guys, first set, we give more easier defense. Higher, we have time, we can use quick and everything. So you have to continue with it. Okay? Quality, we continue. We make good cover. Remember, sometimes kids also just behind the block in 6 is good as well. Just a second.
We got a glimpse there in the timeout of how the points were going. 3 break points for Iran, hence why they are 3 points up. And they've made a really good start to this second set. Just get the feeling, don't you? There are advantages for Iran in attack, actually going against Nishida and Sekita, the opposite from the setter, and as well, if they can force that ball to go to Nishida and close down where he likes to hit, which is the power line, they're having success with that. Armin's just going over the top of the block at the moment. Another good swing from him.
Big step close, high contact on that ball. He literally swung over the block.
It's just a go-go gadget arm there. Yamauchi.
Find your middles in transition, please and thank you.
It's just like, what? That's over the top as well, that's incredible. Excellent. Morteza. Sharifi with a fabulous swing.
Morteza, high ball to the outside. Fast swing into that seam. This is exactly what Iran needs to do to put themselves in a position to win this set. Work hard in transition and find ways to score.
That's volleyball. And what I meant to say was, that's all part of the game now. It's the risk reward, the jump serve. If he gets it in, Japan are going to struggle unless it's a brilliant, brilliant pass. Chance to get an ace. If not, well, they're going to side out anyway. Played Sekita, getting out of the way. Wonderful dig. Ooh, that's got some horrible spin on it. No double touch on the first ball, despite Iran's protestation, so they do what they need to do, make an excellent block with Saeed.
Great rally point here, Ahmed. In transition, made a smart play. He didn't have the swing on the ball he wanted, so he recycled it, gave his team a chance to play defense, and with that, success with the block.
Oh, it's going to be a net touch against Nishida. The ball was still in play. Just caught the bottom of the net after he played that one. Japan do have another opposite available in Kento Miura. He came in towards the end of set 1. It's okay, Nishida's back on track.
Nishida with one up, goes down the line, spike speed 109 kilometers an hour.
Good work. That's a top jump serve past on a dime, I think, is a turn, isn't it? And then you got your middles, you go where you like.
Absolutely fantastic first ball side out for Iran. The passer did a great job of putting himself in the right position, spacing to the ball, footwork to the ball, platform out in front.
It was just a little pump fake from Sakita, the setter, to make you think it's going to go to the middle here, and that drew the middle.
Textbook play, middles, even in transition, even when they don't get set all the time. We know you don't, we understand. But you pull the block for your pin hitters, and that is just equally, I mean, is huge for the offense.
Especially when you can smile at them as you jump and they've jumped with you.
All in slow motion, what a swing!
That is
For Japan!
crazy, Ran Takahashi.
Great block touch, jump set. I mean, talk about court awareness and precision.
I think Ishikawa's been caught in the face by something whilst all that's going on. Seems okay. The trainer was just on having a look at him out of your vision, those of you watching, wherever you're watching from.
I mean, that set from Sakita, it doesn't get better than that. The court awareness and vision of running that offense, he's right front right now. He set that ball on or outside of the antenna, a perfect bic or pipe ball to that middle attacker.
Ooh, we got a rotation error here for Iran. Now, the reason this has been called is because they were stood out of rotation, not that they moved out of it. That's the key thing here that the referee's always looking for. And they're going to be out of rotation again here because Armin has to be in the corner. Armin is currently out of rotation, and the ref's going to call it again. Well, he should do. Armin should be stood in the corner, the other side of Morteza. Well, he was. He just got himself back where he needed to be because also number 10, Armin was where he was. He can go into the front row now, but Armin was at position 5. And he'd stood the wrong side of Morteza. But all sorted, gets the point, clears his frustration. Ooh, that's a good leave, it's a leave. The ref's having a look, waiting for the technology to say it is out. And it's always very helpful, isn't it, when you've got the other team going, yeah, it's cool, clearly out.
Clearly out, the cameras caught it. The cameras, you can't argue with them.
Certainly can't. No one ever argues with the animations. That's a great save. Right into that area between Korea and Hazratpur as to who's going to take this. Just a little bit of hesitation.
Great serve into that 1-6 seam. Tough ball to handle.
Timeout called now by Iran.
با عجله بازی نکنید با عجله بازی نکنید با آرامش همه چی خوبه دریافت اول حمله اول دریافت حمله اول مهمه
Japan have done well to bring themselves back into this set. Very evenly balanced contest at the moment. Iran in rotation 1 here, so not the best rotation because only the middle blocker's in a good spot to have a swing. By the time that's contacted, Chavez at the net, miles out of rotation, but that's all okay. And good, great point for Japan to take the lead.
Japan, great work. All options up out the net. Quick arm swing through the block.
I wonder just how far Nishida can broad jump here, because look where he starts from. He comes in and he's right on the net by the time he hits that. That's as good as a front court swing.
He made contact with that ball past the halfway mark inside the 3-meter line.
And it's all as well, not the fast arm, but all of his body's traveling through as well to give it all that extra impetus. Changes made for Iran. That's well played. Got that swing away a bit tight.
We can see his arm swing goes across his body and through. He swipes the ball at the last minute. That elbow was high, but he saw that block and swiped the side of the ball when he swung through it.
Ooh, just about kept in play. That's a little bit too tricky for Ahmed.
Great dig by Iran in transition. Ahmed swinging a little high and wide. But that's the defensive plays that they're going to continue to do to keep themselves in this match.
Just trying to cast my mind back through this set for the number of unforced errors Japan have made, and I can't think of many. That's brilliant. Just keeping the ball in play then, Nishida. Iran a little bit slow in defense.
Nishida finding a solution to inside set there.
That's got to be frustrating, right? You're the defense, the ball's tight, and your blockers have all taken their hands away against a lefty, because he couldn't do anything other than play that where he was. He couldn't go for a swipe or anything, and it became an easy point for him. Well, that'll do. They're back on track. Got the side out, but they do have a little bit of catching up to do now.
Great work utilizing the middles, keeping the block of Japan true. Fantastic side out. Mohammed with 3 points, attacking 50%. What a rip and side out for Japan. Answering right back. Off a one-handed set, nonetheless.
Are you sure? Are we sure? I think we need to go down and check that these guys haven't got strings attached to them and are being hoisted up somewhere, because they're just jumping ridiculously high. It's brilliant. Oh. That was a tough one. It was a bit tricky. So another unforced error for Iran. It's just those little unforced errors have been creeping in and giving this lead that Japan have now.
Wow, just great work pressing over that net. That left hand making a difference on the block. So important as a middle blocker to press that left hand over the net, as that is a big seam in the court.
Didn't get the timing right with that one, Nishikawa. Armin back to serve. Japan really want to get off this rotation quickly. Not going to happen. That's a big block flooding the middle, Iran.
Great eye work from Iran's block. Ball, setter ball, hitter wide, taking up space, doing what middles do best. Veteran block. Block 6 now to Japan's 4.
Ran out of angle. With Yamauchi, he came in too shallow. So Japan have called a timeout. Iran back to it in 2.
I continue to read, huh?
Okay, okay, okay.
It's okay. Allez. Take it, huh? And position that they try to serve outside your position between you and the line. So just be ready for this.
Okay, go. Hey.
Allez, come on.
That's what it's all about. The V, the N and the L. The Volleyball Nations League 2023 well and truly underway. Week 1 of the men's competition. The top 8 will go through to the finals, which will be played in Gdansk in Poland from the 19th to 23rd of July. These two teams were in the finals last year. Iran finished 7th, Japan finished 5th. They'll be desperately keen to get back there again this year. That's nice. There's just that moment of stillness, and wasn't there, that high ball in, and you think, oh, there's loads of time, and then all of a sudden it reaches that point, and then boom, 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 off go Japan.
Exactly, no delay in that arm swing. I like them recycling it again. Same set, twice in a row. Mohamed Vadi is waiting to come in for Armin. And also another change to come. So there's a double substitution here for Iran. Vadi into the back row to set, and coming into the front row is Ali Hachipur, the opposite. They put themselves into rotation 1, so they've got 3 front court attackers, but it's not the best rotation to be in. Well, that's a wonderful swing, just fresh off the bench, Ali. Off the bench is Ali. Ali
What's up with that? Sorry.
Absolutely, coming in and making a difference. I mean, that's what we love to see. They have depth on their roster, and to come in fresh off the bench, setter having confidence in you, and just taking a rip on the ball.
Martins are ready, waiting. Get the spin he wanted with that one. Set point then for Japan. Blocking substitution. Sekita goes out. Miyaura comes in. Nishida is going to try and wrap this up from the serving line, you suspect. Well, he had a go. Had to have a go. Sekita back in to run the show. 2 opportunities for Japan. Try and see this set out. That's a perfect pass. And they do it. Brilliant. Ishikawa on the pipe. Japan wrap up the set 25-22. They lead 2-0 in a set that, to all intents and purposes, looked like it was going to go to Iran. It would be 1-1. But not before there's a challenge coming here. So back you come, lads. No, can't go and change yet. Iran are challenging for a centre-line fault, I would imagine. But I could tell you now that didn't happen. He stayed on his own side. For the centre-line fault to be a fault, it's all of the foot over the whole of the centre line. So they're either looking at that, or they're looking at a foot fault in terms of the swing from Takahashi when he took off. From Ishikawa when he took off from the 3-metre line. And that's what they're looking for. No, he's miles behind. I'll tell you what, if that was a long jump, coach would be going crazy. You had another foot you could get closer to the line with. So it is the set for Japan, 25-22, after taking the first 25-16. Teams change ends. Only time in the match they do so. They do it now. This is how it was done. Great pass, and look at the speed at which he's coming in, and he's got a free court to go after because everybody thought this was going to Onodera. Middles jumped. Rands kept the block with him and gifted a free swing to Takahashi. Look at that, one step back and he's in. So important. Didn't wait. Knew he had to drive in, knew he had to get going because he was hitting a second tempo attack from the 3-meter line. By the time he hit it, though, he was pretty much on the net. Confirmation of the scores from the opening 2 sets. Iran didn't really get going the first, definitely got going in the second, had the lead as well. A 2-point lead, which unfortunately for them, evaporated. A couple of extra errors from Iran, and it probably was really the difference. There were key moments in hitting, not so much the serving, because both teams made serving errors, and then Japan out attacking Iran because they were getting the ball into transition and making it work. Good blocking from Iran, but they'll need to do better with their offense. This is what Amin's been up to. Look at that, 3 meters 43 he touches, a meter above the height of the net. And if he doesn't though, then Onodera is on him. So too Yamauchi. It's no holds barred volleyball here in Nagoya. That was one of the passes of the tournament. Followed up with a brilliant out-of-system side out by Japan. Let's have a look at the stats in terms of receiver accuracy. 83% in a good place where you can run all your offense. That's what makes the difference. Where you can try and be in system. Well, let's see from
29 digs in transition. You're attacking well at the net, in system and out of system. How will you continue to do this in the 3rd set?
One quality is that to try to keep as stronger as possible for our team, because this is something we can really do as well or perhaps better than the other teams. But we try to don't be just a team digging, but also a team able to block and to make up. So tonight, the 1st set, we take some very interesting blocks.
Thank you and good luck. Clayton, back to you.
Thank you for that, Victoria. Apologies I didn't get to throw to you in time, my bad. Well, interesting, isn't it? So Philippe very talking about the fact that they want to be more than just a defensive team. They want to be a team that can also block, can also attack well. And as Philippe said, a few glimpses of that in the 1st set. Well, Victoria's over the other side now and ready to have a chat with Iran, get an idea of exactly how they're feeling about the current situation.
Coach, it was blocking that made the difference for your team. 6 blocks thus far this set, these last 2 sets for you and your team. What's going to be the difference in this 3rd set?
So, as you know, we have the young teams, so we will try to show us, and we have some plan. Of course, for the first 2 sets, we cannot do this, but now the head coach talked with player, and we changed something at the player, at the plan, and we will try to get better in 3rd set, and of course, we try to get to continue the match in 5th set, of course.
Thank you and good luck. Clayton, back to you.
Thank you, Victoria. Indeed, they need to get better and better. They certainly started really well in set 2, and they need to keep that going. They need to keep their consistency going, and they know as well that if they can convert the digs that they're making. That was the issue. Japan were making digs and then converting. Iran, not so much. 57%, pretty good for Ishikawa. Blocks from the 7 points for Saeed. That spread block he made was pretty cool. He's like, I'm not sure where this is going, but I'm going to take as much of the court as I can. And with his left hand, he was able to shut down Ishikawa, who was heading towards 5. That was an absolutely wonderful block. We'll want a few more of those if he can. It's a must-win set situation for Iran. Japan in the driving seat. Away we go with set number 3. Japan up by 2 sets to nothing. Iran have their first point.
What a
2 points.
serve! Wow, out the gate, Iran applying that service pressure, really going for the sidelines of Japan, finding success.
Another tough serve. And then it's all tidied up by the captain.
Just like that, Japan answers back with their own first ball side out. Catching the hands.
Oh, yes. The disguise on this is what makes it happen.
He has a fast drop back in his arm swing on that serve, but we can see he stops his hand at the top and just pops it. He doesn't follow all the way through. So pops that serve, which makes it drop. Just like that.
A pop and drop.
That's your favorite dance move.
It's certainly his favourite serve at the minute. And they're into transition again. And that one's really well played. Such a clever hit from Nishida.
Nishida, big double arm lift. Just taking some off that top of the ball. We can see he makes contact when his hand is straight up above his head, snapping under the ball, letting it drop fast.
That's a really tough one to do. Armin did so well off that, and that is magnificent. Manavi finding a gap in the block.
Manavi, great swing out of system. He had 3 up on him, was able to thread that ball through.
I'll tell you what, and that's an element you're watching then. That pass from Rand, he's passed it, and it's a millimetre away from him, and he's trying to get out wide so he can be a quick threat at 4, and he did it so well. That's so difficult to do.
It really is. You have to have great footwork to make sure that you're in a constant state of motion in those quick plays.
It's a mismatch. Nishida having a little look back through the net at Manavi, who's having none of it.
Nave, great high swing.
Goodness me. What are the Iran Japan got to do to get a point? They are serving some of the best serves that they can muster, and they've got 4 stretch passes onto the setter's head.
I mean, this serve receive pass was insane from Ron. He attacks the ball in serve receive, and that's the difference. We think, oh, we gotta, wait, see where the ball is, receive the ball. It sounds a little bit soft. No, in serve receive, be aggressive and go after the ball. Challenge the server. Step forward, attack the ball with your platform.
It's exactly the same mindset when you're blocking. Blocking, while you think it's a defensive play, it's an aggressive action. You're trying to shut down the space and get as close to the ball as you can. Right now, Japan just holding their own here. The advantage around sliding out to get level will be around Takahashi with the serve. You get these moments in men's matches where we seem to enter the World Championships of missing the serve. Normal service literally will be resumed shortly. It's a great touch. That set was quick, the hit was even quicker.
I love him finding his outside on this. A part of me feels like the middle for Iran thought he was going to throw it back and go against the flow. That's what held them so long on that block. But no, quick set to the outside. 16 points, 61%. And just like that, Iran answers back with their own side out.
Certainly do, not much at all that Yamauchi could do about that. Quick tempo, and have taken from a really high place. Right, so Kita going back to serve. A series of strong rotations now for Japan. Oh, that's a touch. That's incredible. Good cover from Ren. And then it goes to Ishikawa again. That play had 3 balls, a net touch against Japan. It's not going to be their point. It's going to be Iran's. Yeah, just brushed it. That's a great spot from the ref.
Iran playing resilient defense, just throwing one-arm jabs at the ball, keeping it alive.
Well, both teams, both setters, are happy to go to their middles every time they're available.
As they should. Reward your middles for working hard.
That they're running Yamauchi over the wing blockers where they can, so trying to overload them. It's a shame. Too much sauce on that one. Japan have moved into a 2-point advantage here. Good for Iran. They got off that rotation. Now Armin can go back and see what he can make happen.
Great swing down the line. Fantastic play from Japan, taking a look at this ball, just tagging the outside of that line, and that's all they'll need for that point. Timeout on the court.
It's not as if Japan are playing badly here at all, is it? Oh, sorry, Japan are playing badly. Iran, they're not playing badly, but it's just, it's kind of, you think it's going point for point, then you suddenly look at the score and think, oh, Japan are up, they're ahead and by 2, and you're kind of thinking maybe Iran should be in the lead, but it's a funny old game in that sense.
It really is. Iran's trying to find points at the service line right now. They're doing a great job in transition defense, but they just need to work for that 1 or 2 plays against Japan's block.
It's a great commit from Onodera. There might just be a claim for a centre-line violation, you know. Have a look at the feet here of Nishida as he plays. It's his left foot. Is it all the way over? It is, you know. That's a foot fault and needs to have been challenged. It was the last action, but I don't think anyone's seen it. So Japan got away with that. That's what you want your... Some teams will have one of the assistants specifically looking for those kind of things around the net.
There's the side out that Iran needed. Great work here, finding the ball outside, being able to have that high contact.
Good lead.
So that's the rhythm that we wanted to talk about earlier, is that Iran's serving aggressive from the service line, which is great, and is exactly what they need to do to try and get Japan out of system because they run such a quick offense. But with that being said, well, it comes with service errors.
And at some point, you can't just keep making the service errors. Kill goodness. If you put a tracer on that, it'd be like someone drew a wiggly line. What? That is
That was a home ball run down the third baseline.
That was a complete miss hit, but it happens. Well played. That's another cracking serve. But this is it. This is where suddenly now Japan have a few extra attackers can play. But that's good blocking from Iran. Can they capitalize? Not quite. You're unlucky. Japan seem to be so good at not maybe being under pressure from the serve and it's out of system, but then they'll recycle it. And suddenly that one player becomes 3 available to go and hit.
And Siddiqui puts his attackers in just scoreable situations.
Ran with the serve. Good up. Yamamoto. Goodness me, all aboard the train to Spike Town. First half is dead still.
What a dig in transition. Huge spike for Japan. 125 kilometers an hour.
Oh, goodness.
Almost as fast as you run, Clayton. Timeout on the court.
This is some game of volleyball, isn't it? It's just an absolute joy to watch as neutrals like we are sat here. For those of you at home who are neutrals as well, you just can be in awe of what both of these teams are doing, what all the players are doing. Moments of magic. Not sure we're going to get 5 sets, though. I'd like us to go to 5. But right now, Japan in a good position, 4 points up. Iran have got to find a way back into this. Goodness me, we're supposed to talk about this. What can you say?
I'm speechless. If you could see my face right now, I just genuinely don't even know what to say. I mean, can we just talk about that set? It was just, it can't be more beautiful and perfect transition, deep ball, back row, right side attack. Wow.
Off of an incredibly good jump serve, Yamamoto makes the pass. And then look at it, and I get from Iran's point of view, they're going to be feeling like, oh my goodness, we're getting none of the luck here either. Because a couple of times now, Japan have done this, and it's gone their way.
Rand does a great job of just carving up the ball at the service line. He's manipulating the ball with his hand-to-ball contact, going up and over, and on the side, creating that side spin.
This is the problem that Iran have got, because he's a such a good jump server. Iran are pretty much putting their serve-receive unit about a foot away from the baseline. So if he can disguise a short roll, it's got to be the middle blocker has to take it. If he misses it, it's a huge gap in the middle of the court. So it's a really tough situation for both teams, really, when there's a jump server going. Come on! How did he do that? He's at the 3-meter line.
Jeez Louise, taking a look at this replay. I mean, butt set running, high ball, set inside, big step close, powering through.
But it's well, he was taking a step towards the sideline, not even towards the net, and still comes up with that. His shoulder strength and core strength is incredible. Really does whip through the ball. And Japan are whipping through the sets at the moment. Oh yes, bounce-tastic. That is magnificent from Ali. No chance for anybody. That's not made it. First error from Ishikawa. Still plenty of points to play with in this set. So they're looking for a block touch here. Japan, there's no challenge for ball in out for those of you who are joining us for the first time. Maybe you haven't heard me mentioning it already. There's technology in place where the ball within 20 centimeters gets shown automatically, whether it's in or out. But did this clip a finger? Patient crowd waiting for this. Iran pretty convinced it's not touched anybody.
Iran only down 4. I would expect their block to keep being aggressive. Seeing this official review for block touch. No block touch.
I'm just not even looking at the hands, I'm just looking at how high Ishikawa was getting. Oh my goodness. But in saying that, so too was the block. Was getting really high, which is why he went over the middle. He wasn't quite there. Morteza to serve. Now, Sekita back for Japan. Ishikawa. Also Yamauchi into the front row. Plus Takahashi available on pipe if they can get it into transition. Not going to happen. Good. That's the one area where they've been able to, when they've been able to get the ball to the middle, they've scored almost every single time.
Right, they've really found success with their middles, just getting on their route and creating that spacing between them and the setter. Middle's doing a great job of keeping their shoulders and hips square to that 5-6 seam, being disciplined with a high reach on the ball attacking.
Check.
Oh, he got a challenge.
Net. Challenge for net touch.
It must be challenging for a net touch. It was Iran's attack. They can't challenge ball in out. So did the middle blocker touch the net when he had the attack? That's all I can think of. I've got nothing else. Because the ball was down before he landed, so it can't be a centerline violation. It wasn't anything in mid-rally, so you can't challenge for that because you can only challenge the last action once the whistle's gone. So what are we looking for? We are looking for the net touch. There's no foot fault, that's fine. It's got to be the whole of the foot, and there is, and that's great. So the touch with the shoulders come just before the ball has hit the floor. And that's what's being shown. So that's a nice little bit of picture-in-picture, so everyone's clear of the fact there was a net touch. What a call from Japan, which makes you think they probably have got somebody looking for that specifically on their team.
I mean, what was volleyball before these cameras?
It's a lot of arguing.
The Wild West.
Yes. Great dig. Not enough adjustments made. They put all the blockers up, but there was a huge gap to go into in the far corner. That's some dig.
Transition high ball, 3 up, but it was vision with that placement over power. Taking some off the swing and just guiding it cross court.
Yes, I'm laughing because could have been one that would have been up into the lights off the floor had the hands not got there. That was being hit straight down.
Absolutely, that ball was contacted on top.
So good side out for Iran. Touch from Zakita. Oh, goodness. Well, that's a real shame for Iran because Hajipur wasn't ready for this in defense.
Ishikawa just carving up the ball. He was able to make that cut shot because he hit the side of the ball, giving it side spin, being able to drop.
Could go get that big swing, good point. They need points from the serving line. They can't let it drift any longer because Japan are 3 away from victory.
Great attack going against the flow, finding success with the back set.
Hajipur with the serve. Well played by Morteza. Oh yes, that will work. Break point.
Just like that in transition for Iran. Able to hit this high ball out of system. Spike height 3.26. They still got fire in the tank. Still swinging away. 6 points, hitting 83%. Into the net for Iran. Looking for that couple points at the service line. Will find themselves in serve receive yet again. Maybe looking to go to their middles. Just a bit long. Serve out for Japan, giving Iran another opportunity to keep themselves in this match. replay on the court. As the official didn't blow his whistle yet, so that will be a replay call.
That'll do. And it now means that Japan have match point.